Hey there, it's Dr. Gary from Chiropractic USA. It's Tuesday evening around 8 o'clock. I just want to check in briefly with you today and just say, hope you had a great day. It was a gorgeous day. So many things to be grateful and just feel truly blessed for. And I want to encourage you to make sure that you are continuing to support the local businesses around town. Right now, you should be looking every place that you can for good, healthy, local, seasonal, preferably organic vegetables. Check Fernando's. Check KB Landscaping on Route 462. We were there today. Had great variety. Wonderful. Looked amazing. We bought a bunch of produce from there. So you've got Fernando's, you've got KB Landscape, you've got Osteen's, and you have Brown's. So make sure you check them out, support them. Make sure you go visit Michelle down at the Green Apple. We stopped in over there today and picked up some supplements, some produce, and eggs from there. And again, just doing our part to support good local people and businesses during this time. And one of the things I touched on earlier this week is on fear, and we talked about faith, hope, and love. I have to tell you, I'm losing some faith because when we went out today and we're going into the stores, I just left a grocery store. The look of fear in people's eyes and their face when you go by them, I'm speechless. I don't have words for it. People are so fearful and panic-stricken right now. And I have to tell you, before any virus or bacteria or disease from the environment that you're going to succumb to, it's more likely than not, the fear is going to be the death of you. It's going to contribute significant to the rising of your anxiety levels. That's going to contribute that whole cascade of events that we've talked about, ultimately leading to your immune system weakening, making you more susceptible to illness, virus, bacteria of any kind. So you can look at fear as false evidence appearing real, which in this case, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of misinformation that's getting shared and passed around on social media. You need to unplug from that. Unplug from the news for a day or two or three or four. You'll find out the news that you need to know. So false evidence appearing real, fear. Or it could be face everything and rise. And as a nation, as a community, as a family, start with your family, then to the community, your neighborhood, and then beyond that, your town, your state. We need to rise up and we need to face this, this crisis and be hopeful, be optimistic. When we start to lose optimism and hope, we're in big trouble. And right now, I mean, it's I don't know, I'm just speechless for the look of fear and panic in everybody's eyes. So I do hope to see that getting better. Look, you're doing your things. If you're that fearful for this virus right now, then stay home. Let other people go get groceries for you. There's plenty of people, whether it's family or friends, or volunteers in the community that would be willing to help out to make a grocery run for you. A lot of these stores are having complimentary grocery delivery right now. Take advantage of it. If you're that scared, stay home. But remember, you've got to do your self-care every day. You got to make sure that you're eating well, that you're putting good quality foods in your body, a variety of fruits and vegetables, preferably fresh ones. You have to make sure that you're moving every day. Make sure you're keeping up with your chiropractic adjustments. Make sure you're stretching, doing some yoga, good for your mind and for your body. Get outdoors, go for a walk. Get some sunshine, some vitamin D, really important right now. Make sure you're supplementing good quality multivitamin, good quality fish oil, probiotic, trace minerals, lots of antioxidants, some vitamin C, all right? Liposomal vitamin C. It has the highest rate of bioavailability and absorption. And there's a great researcher by the name of Linus Pauling, and he won a Nobel Prize for some of his research, but one piece of his research he did on vitamin C, and what he did was mega dose the vitamin C with his patients up to 2,000 milligrams a day. He did some experiments with upwards of 10,000 milligrams a day. The only side effect to that on your body is your body can't process it all. It may come, it could lead to diarrhea, but literally 2,000 milligrams a day. And right now we're finding that vitamin D and vitamin C are super effective against these viruses, which we already knew from before that they're really important antioxidants for the body. They support the immune system. So load up on those things. Liposomal vitamin C. Now, if you have an acidic stomach, you can't tolerate a lot, you might want to try an ester C, which is a buffered C. But vitamin C, vitamin D, make sure you're getting your probiotics, a good quality omega-3, a good quality multivitamin. Make smoothies at home. If you have a juicer, you should be juicing right now, lots of fruits and vegetables, to get some super nutritious meals and very, very high-packed nutrition into your body right now. The more you support your body, the more that you strengthen the host with all of your self-care, the better your body's going to respond. Remember, we talked about yesterday paradigms of illness and wellness, and I gave you the 80-20 principle, right? When we're doing self-care the right way, it makes up the bulk, the base, the foundation of that triangle. Healthcare is in the middle, and a very tip, the small piece of that triangle is the crisis care. Because if you're doing all the self-care things properly, you're not going to encounter the crisis care. Unfortunately, the vast majority of our population is doing it with the triangle flipped upside down, where you have the base of that triangle, the tip of it being self-care. You're doing that 20% of the time. Going to all kinds of doctor's visits, getting poked, prodded, all kinds of tests, hoping for some miracle pill, potion, or lotion, and you're living from crisis to crisis with your health. It's that inverted triangle. So you could do 20-80 like most of America, or flip it around and do 80-20. Your body can handle and adapt to the 20% where you want to indulge a bit, but not when you're doing that 80% of the time. So live right, eat right, move right. Get adjusted, make sure you're getting proper rest, lots of water, good hydration, keep those mucous membranes nice and moist. And listen, unplug from the social media and the news. Do not be a fearmonger. Do not continue to pass on information that is not verified. If people are sharing information, ask, where did you read it, and may I have a copy of it? Where did you find it? Check the source before forwarding along. I posted 2 things last night. Make sure you check those out. On the number of cases that they're expecting now, that number continues to drop. Okay, that's really, really good news. There's a couple different scenarios when this is all said and done. We're going to look back at it and we're going to be like, man, we shut the whole world down for no reason at all. No worse than any other flu season. Or we're going to look back at this and we're going to say our entire existence has changed because of it, because people have been so fear-based and easily manipulated and controlled. We're seeing a social experiment right now with how easily we can be controlled. It's crazy. So our society could look entirely different after this, where we lose that little piece of humanity, where we don't want to come in contact with anybody anymore, and just it's continued fear and panic. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's do our part, each of us, to support local businesses in the community. Reach out to neighbors, to friends, to family. Make sure they've got food. Make sure they have the basic necessities. Love on them a little bit. Bake something, drop it off at their house. Check in on them, make a phone call. Already seeing rise in people being isolated and feeling despair. And what follows with that despair and desperation, a lot of times between us seeing our unemployment numbers go up, is we're going to see a larger number of suicides. One of the worst things that we could possibly experience. So we're going to have a lot of deaths from this pandemic right now, and unfortunately a lot of them are going to be the result of the fear and the anxiety that has changed everyone's physiology and has contributed to more comorbidities, leading to mortality or to suicide or something like that. So let's do our self-care. Let's make sure that we're eating well, moving well, thinking well. Let's make sure we're getting adjusted regularly. Control the things that you can't control. Don't spread misinformation. Ask, where did you read it? May I have a copy of it before you forward it along? And that way we can avoid the crisis care. The vast majority of us are not going to be touched by this virus, and if we are, we're not going to either experience any symptoms or they're going to be very mild. Remember, the people who are most at risk are the elderly, people who have comorbidities, underlying health issues. So this again is that wake-up call, that call to action, that if you haven't been living right up until this point, you haven't been living 80-20 up until this point, this should be your wake-up call to get that done, so that you come out of this period healthier than what you went into it, and you never look back. Let this be your wake-up call, your family's wake-up call, to start living more in line in that wellness paradigm that we talked about yesterday, okay? So that is it for my message for tonight. I will be back with you tomorrow. I'll be back in the office tomorrow, 8 to 6. And remember, we've got all of our measures in place for extra sanitation, disinfecting. We're questioning everybody that comes into the office. We've got a lot of people coming in that are wearing masks and gloves. We're keeping no more than 10 people in the office at a time. We're scrubbing everything down, every piece of equipment, every table, all the chairs, the wobble disc, all the therapy equipment, everything is being sanitized and taken care of. So we do have individual appointments that we've made available for some people who've chosen for, their own health reasons. They might have some issues with their own personal health that puts them at risk, so they want to be in the office alone. So we've made some private appointment times right now. Kim and Cindy can help you out with that. We'll be more than happy to arrange those times for you. So if you haven't done so, make sure you take a peek outside at the moon tonight. It is full, and maybe that's what I'm seeing in everybody's eyes when I'm out at the store today, because that panic, fear, hysteria, man, I hope to see that change. I want to see the best of humanity rise up, and everybody remember that it's false evidence appearing real, or face everything and rise. That's it for tonight. Dr. Gary over and out. Blessings to you all.